He's cool. To start, let's talk about loadouts. And by loadouts, I mean you have 1.5, because you get either the original or the stock, the gunboats, or the escape plan. I will talk about other loadouts later, but for now, this is like the best in slot for like everything, and you shouldn't really deviate from this unless you're like the best beggars player or very specific like other concepts that are more specific, and you probably won't run into them this time, but good to know for later. To talk about soldier for a bit, let me go to resupply just because I want to show you something. Soldier. Talk about just soldier in general, what the class is, what does he have. Because of our loadout, we have 4 shots, 4 rockets, each one dealing pretty good damage up close with splash. We have a 200 max HP, which is the highest for all the generalists. Normally, what Nemo has a 175 and Scout has 125. We have 200. This is going to be very important later. Yeah, good burst damage. We don't have a lot of consistent damage because we only have 4 rockets, so we need to use those very well. Management is crucial, but we do have a good 20 rocket. Gonna have the reserve for. And what makes soldier actually like a class in this game, unlike Demoman or Scout, is you can rocket jump, you can impulse yourself, you can go flying, you can do really cool stuff. This is kind of the entire basis for the soldier class in general for 6s. It's just these rockets. They are the most important thing you will probably learn in here, aside from just, you know, hitting your shots. But yeah. And well, for positioning in general, as a soldier, it's good to be on high ground, easier to hit shots and whatnot. So yeah. Probably a lot of things you already like found out while just, you know, playing casual and figuring out stuff. You know, you don't want to shoot people that are above you. It's a bit hard. A bit impossible unless you're really good. So, try to stay on the high ground a lot. Different from any other classes. Normally, the other 2 combat classes are Scout and Demo. Normally, because you can't have different classes, but don't worry about them. We'll talk about specifically what makes them different from Demo, and also from, you know, casual soldier in general, because they do differ a lot. Demo has a lot of projectiles. There's like 12. Oh, don't speak too loud. Yeah, I will answer questions later. So I'd rather like go through my talk and see if I've answered any questions during that, and then you can answer anything that I might have missed. Yeah. Different from Demo Man is that the bro has 12 shots, like 2 weapons, and you have 4. Which you all have projectiles. You all have good splash damage as well, both of you. But the problem, or the thing that Demo has, is that he kind of has a lot more shots to hold a choke, and also better damage from afar. That means that any like exchanges you're gonna have with damage, like if you're gonna like shoot someone, it's most likely gonna be short range and like fast. Normally like a 2-shot, 3-shot is gonna happen normally. You're not gonna deal a lot of consistent damage from afar unless you're defending or like retreating. But the thing about soldier is again your rocket jumps. What's what makes you unique from all the other classes. Scout might have good mobility, and he can go really fast and also get on these high grounds very quickly, or you know, that's some quickly, but you can get on them faster and also cooler because rocket. It will cost 1 rocket and like 16 to 18 HP, but that's what you have the gunboats for. This is why the gunboats are normally what you're always going to be. Normally, any other secondaries, the reason for using them is when you're not jumping, and that's going to be very rare. But it can happen. Just not useful in any of our 3 maps today, basically. Yeah, so talk about specifically the identity of soldier, different from either casual soldier and also just anything else. Normally, you're not going to go out and glide. I've been stressing these rocket jumps a lot. What these give you is a lot of options for mobility. It's pretty much it. But that mobility is a lot. help you on rollouts to get to mid faster, or other very specific things like role specific things. I haven't really mentioned that there's 2 soldiers in the game, because there are 2 soldiers in the game. You have the pocket soldier, you have the armor soldier. They have pretty similar responsibilities, to be honest. Like, you can definitely see them as different roles, because there is a reason why you have 2 soldiers instead of just 1. But they do still share most of the same responsibilities, which is what I've been just talking about. All the identities that makes soldier. More specifically, because of your health, because you have the highest health pool in the game, unless you're the heavy, but you don't see them too often. So the soldier, you're normally gonna be like at 300, 200 HP. So you can initiate fights a lot better than other people, because you can just move in, go in, and be like at someone else's angle. It's really good for you to be the initiator. You're like kind of a tank, except that tank also deals with bajillion damage. So think of it like that way. In some aspects, at least for pocket soldiers, but also both soldiers can do this. I always like to say that, well, you do have 2 soldiers. They both can interchange like pretty quickly and pretty easily. Like Pocket Soldier, I mean, I guess the difference between Pocket Scout and Flank Scout is a lot bigger of a difference than Pocket Soldier and Roamer. So, yeah, you both have like the same resources, but they do have some differences. They are different because you, as a Pocket Soldier, for example, let's talk about Pocket Soldier, but you are a part of the combo. Combo being the medic, the demo, and the scout, right? The main 3, and then there's you. You're still part of the combo, just like a bit weird, but you're still there. So you will actually get a lot of heals. It'll be awesome. You won't get 96,000, but you will get 300 HP. That's pretty good. It is very good in general to have that much HP, because then of a very specific part of your job, which is to make space. What does that mean? If we don't want to use Uber through a choke like these, because it's pretty hard to walk through one of these. You probably already realized at some point while scrimming that you can't just take this for free unless their team is literally all the way over there. So someone has to do the job and get there quickly without just exploding immediately. That's why Loader has some funny rocket ships. They'll make you faster, so you're harder to hit, which extends your health pool somewhat conceptually. But you also get a different vantage point from your team. Landing in these spots is generally a pretty good idea, especially on right next to walls, because you wanna make the enemy team uncomfortable. You can't just if everyone just waddles, including you, if all of you just waddles the same door, you're all taking the same damage. That's not good, because that means they're dealing more damage for less damage than they're supposed to be dealing. That's why jumping through a choke is pretty useful for you. Helps your team walk across, because then they have to suddenly look at a different guy here. Huh. We can't just look at 2 ways at once. So they have to split their attention. And bonus thing about this, you can also clear any stickies. You can see. Normally your rockets will scatter the stickies if you haven't noticed yet. So be sure to shoot those not towards your medic at least. It's not a good idea. Don't do that. Just shoot them away. Just in case there are any straps. Just 1, 2 rockets, and if there's coming at you, the good thing about your mobility is that it's very bursty. That's why you're really good at taking space. You're really good at dealing damage and bombing the freaking medic and killing them. But you're also good at leaving any situation, as long as you have space for it, obviously, and a rocket. Always keep a rocket. Oh my god. So you're a pretty safe class when it comes to that point, which means you also take a lot more health packs than the rest of the team, because you're getting to them faster, and you're also using health for your rocket jumps. So be sure to be jumping around a lot. This is a very good tip for today. Jumping around, just getting used to the map is good, but also just in any exchange ever, it's good to be comfortable jumping anywhere, because you're going to be using it a lot, especially for making space as a Pocket Soldier, which I got a bit sidetracked on. But yeah, for Pocket Soldier in particular, making space and defending space. we do know demo as, you know, the guy that can hold a single choke for 10 years, but you can like hold a choke still. It's not going to be as big, but you can hold something like IT, for example. Normally in process we see a lot of this default hold of having a demo watching choke and having a soldier watching IT with the scout. It's normally a roamer job, but as a soldier in general you can do this. Because tight spaces are very good for you. Because if there's an open space, it's harder for you to hit anyone because they're going to be dodging. If it's a closer space, you can use the walls, you can use the roof, if they like jump around and stuff. It's easier for you to hit something. So tight spaces, good for you. Whenever you're fighting, like this is the one time you can like actually waddle and not be like a detriment. So, yeah. But for soldier in general, they're like a very good their role kind of like is the space contester, I guess, for lack of a better word. Because you're always going to be making space with your bombs, giving them like a different angle to look at. You're going to be like defending space. If your demo's out of stickies or whatnot, you can like bomb this and fade. Very good to fade. Very important as well to know that any bombs that you do don't always need to be like committing on something. Very good to fade if you don't have the health, or if you just want to delay them. Yeah, this is a very defensive maneuver that helps a lot with defending chokes. The reason why you can defend chokes and Scout can, because you have good aerial damage, or AoE damage, I guess. Splash damage, really good, really nice. They can't get anywhere without taking damage. What's Scout gonna do? Just shoot you? I guess if he can just two-shot you, then I guess you die. But you should be dying there anyways. Yeah. Pocket soldiers are all about space making and stuff like that. And specifically, when I talk about bombing, it's normally a rocket jump towards the medic, or I mean towards anyone, to be honest. It doesn't have to be a medic. But yeah. For Romar in particular, this is the most aura farming role, and also the one that dies the most, because you have like key differences when it comes to Pocket and Roamer. You won't have a lot of heals. You're normally only gonna get your buff, and then your medic's gonna say goodbye to you forever, and then you just gonna have packs, and that's it. So rely on packs a lot. These are really good for you. Unless your scout is literally at 1 HP, your flank scout, then generally they're for you. So you can make plays better and don't have to be like 100 HP the whole time. Same principle with the flank scout when it comes to your combo. Is think of your flank scout as your combo as a roamer, where you're like it's like one guy. You are still tankier than this one guy. This guy will explode if he gets hit by anything, so you have to also initiate fights. It's really good for you to initiate fights. It's especially good for you to initiate fights because of this bomb, this rocket jumping capabilities. It's just really, really fast, and you can get ahead of your scout very well. And the good thing about scout is that you can also just catch up because they're fast. But they'll do a lot of catching up if you keep rocking. So make sure to stick close with your flank as well. Make sure that if you're gonna do any plays as a roamer, you should also be with your flank scout. Unless when it comes to the patented sack. You know, the situations where you kinda can get any space, and if you walk up like an inch here, you just kinda explode. And you both have Uber. That's an Uber events, which your coach probably already talked about. Or you saw like the fundamentals class. This is your roamer job, where you say, give me 300, I will go sack. And then you do a funny bomb, and then you either force a medic or kill them. It's one of the very key parts of roamer, and learning a lot of sack routes is good. From like different chokes. I always like starting from that one for choke, but Al-Qaeda is also a good spot to bomb. Normally always have, 2 rockets to bomb with. If you do like a single rocket jump, it's pretty easy for you to get denied. So you want to be using at least 2 rockets. And make it hard for them to hit you, you know? Don't just like go in a straight line. Unless you literally only need to go in a straight line to like get the medic. Yeah. It's also the reason why you are going for sacks and a scout isn't, like a flank scout, is because of exactly the burst mobility, the rocket. You can go so fast, so quickly. Like it takes you not a lot of time to get to that spot, whereas a scout will take a lot longer, and by the time he's like there, it's like 4 different people have already seen them, and he's dead. The only time the flank scout can do that is with any sort of distraction, and normally the distraction is you. So yeah, flank scout not really the best hacker unless he just gets like here for free. But that's why you are the one doing it, Roamer. That's why you're dying. This isn't only reserved for Roamer if you want as well. You like Pocket Soldier can also do it if you really need to. If your Roamer's weak, you have quick heals. Good for you to go as well. This is why I don't like say strictly just any roles. Soldiers are just flexible in the rules as is. Like Pocket and Roamer are pretty similar, so you don't have to super like put them in different spots. Otherwise, you get stuck in you get stuck in like a box where you have a very different mindset when it comes to Roamer, for example, where he's the one dying, so you're always dying, and it sucks. It's not good. That's why I always like thinking of them as just one class in like 2 different places, but doing like basically the same thing, right? Oh, also something I forgot to mention. You know how Roamer says "fuck the medic"? Well, the Pocket Soldier says, "I'll care about him a little bit." You know, there's some mids, for example, or maybe like some plays. You still have to care about him. You know, like, you can't just like leave him to die. Even if you're space making, you're always like free to shoot whoever's close, like a threat to your medic. It's actually a very specific thing that you need to do as a Pocket Soldier. Is whenever you go through a choke and you don't want to use, make sure you're like clearing for any hiders. Normally, for example, in process, I like just jumping through with this ramp slide, checking to see like any hiders, any sickies. After I clear this, I like to go into sewers because normally there could be a guy hiding here, whatnot. So it's good for you to be looking for those. It's good for you to be clearing any holes that are happening. And we've been talking about the like offense, but like for defense, for example, if you're holding mid, no, actually we're holding last. I think last is a better idea for this concept because everyone's more spread out. No, never mind. I'm now having second thoughts about this. Basically, the concept I'm trying to say for Pocket Soldier is that if there's anything that isn't being watched that needs to be watched, you can like take that role. Like you're in second, you're only one for a counter sack. You can fill this spot for a bit as a Pocket Soldier, because it's a pretty awkward role to be in, where you don't always have like a very specific place to be in. Like Demo always has a choke, has his traps and stuff. Scout has a positioning where he can like deny people and whatnot, be in a good position. Then Flank has their place. And Medic, you know, he needs to live. So Pocket Soldier kind of has a really loose identity, where you're kind of a fill role almost. Where if you need something, or your team needs something to be done that you can fulfill, then you're probably the one to be fulfilling it. Like if your demo is going for stickies or whatnot, or he really needs help in this choke, you can absolutely help him. Reason why specifically I haven't been looking at sewers a lot is because sewers isn't that much of a threat until they're actually in it. So a good position for you to be in, for example, the Pocket Soldier, is here. This is a good position. Why this is a good position? Because you can help choke whenever your demo needs it. You can also, you know, help in sewers if there needs to be like something happening. Like they have a sniper or something and they're peeking it, you can like be a nuisance to them. Soldier becomes a lot of nuisance. You know how we can like talk about scouts being like flies and mosquitoes and whatnot to a demo? You're like an eagle, I guess. That's a really annoying eagle, which is fitting for your soldier, right? But you're mostly gonna be annoying in the sense of always being like in a place that's really annoying for them without being a direct nuisance like right now to them. You can always be like a big threat. Just they never know when. For any calls, I guess this is the notes that I have. Yes. Because calling is really important when it comes to both of these roles. For Pocket Soldier in particular, same concept. I've been doing this like a million times. Be sure to learn this. Like try to like plan here. Is you can spot where the team is. Like we're on Uber ad, right? We have ad. We have 100%. They don't have Uber. and we don't want to use because they might be just building in bats and they're gonna leave. So you want to check that. You are the one to check. If they're way far, you can just tell team, don't use, and then we can just take this for free, and it goes hard. Because I see a lot of teams just saying, okay, we're gonna use it around the corner. 3, 2, 1, we jump, and they're like already out. Like, bruh. You can spot that beforehand. You're kind of looking into, like, the ahead, I guess. You're like a, I guess not a scout in the TF2 sense. Scout in the, I can look ahead and see things concept. Just make sure to be landing in safe positions. Safe positions where you either have like something against, where no one can just 1v1 you for free, and if they're gonna 1v1 you for free, it becomes like a team fight. Because if anyone's gonna fight you, for example, in this position, they're dead. So positions like right next to walls, a good position whenever we want to go through mid, for example, after like a bomb like this. This is an okay spot as long as there's no one like in this area mostly, because you still have your team like parallel. So a really good important thing, soldier, is landing on good spots where you won't get immediately destroyed. Normally that's high ground a lot of times. It's also going to be next to a wall most likely, because you can leave quickly when it comes to a bad situation. See if I missed anything. So I feel like that shouldn't be all of it. I feel like I have more notes. God. Well, for now, any just small questions that I might have missed, or any of you that are like actually good at the game? Oh, I guess you do have a question. You know what? Come over here. What's
So
up,
the spot that you said for Pocket Soldier, on that pipe, I'm pretty sure it's better for Roamer for counter sack.
That's a very, very, very good point. I guess you are closer to the way to the sack, and this is why I say soldiers aren't always just like committing to these roles, because you can absolutely, if they just have a religious hold in IT on Roamer, you can absolutely have your pocket say fuck it, we ball, and you can go instead. Screw the Roamer. Then he can be the pocket soldier.
It is a great counter sack spot.
Yeah.
That was how the place I learned where I should counter sack.
Yeah, that's a good spot. I also really like this spot because you can be like
just a great spot in general if you're defending, if you're ready to counter sack, just all around.
It is just really good. Yeah, but also like just to reiterate, you can absolutely go for sacks as pocket as well. So this is a good place to sack as well. It's a good point. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
I don't know how to like make you leave.
I don't know either.
You can probably just like go back to the audience. You might have a button like on the bottom, like leave the stage thing.
I do. There we go.
There you go. We figured it out, team. Let's go. Other bots that I'm thinking of that I should be like thinking of. I guess let's talk about like very specific process things in general, just to make things clearer and not just be like talking conceptually and then have no examples. Yeah, for example, dry pushes where you don't want to use Uber. Like this is pretty good when going to mid. Clearing through sewers is also pretty good in general. It's like pathing here first, getting a buffering medic, making sure nothing is hiding. And there's also a good angle to be in general. You can also like spot for this. And a lot of bombs you're gonna see for like fades, making space, is eventually going to like end up in sort of high ground. Okay, well if you're better than me, then you can probably land there. Yeah, I like that spot because it's a pretty big high ground and you're not gonna be super threatened, I guess. But I also like just landing here sometimes. Yeah. That's for like pushing to second. You wanna push to mid. Seagull's pretty good one. especially on this level. You can also just absolutely get away with something like this, where you go really fast. Because the point of you making space is you going fast, so the team doesn't expect the enemy team doesn't expect it, and to like give them like a different guy to look at what your guys can actually go through. And bonus, obviously, spot stickies. These are pretty common spots, for example, especially this round, like behind there, pretty good. And as well, because you have a wall to like get away if you need to. It's gonna be like a big trend for a lot of spots. For roamer, I'll give you some sack routes. I only have like 2 good ones. Okay, well I got trolled by the team, by the game. But yeah. Oh my god, I can't jump anymore, guys. There you go. This is a good route. Going through sewers is a good route, like I said. The Al Qaeda one is pretty good. Let's see another one. Normally, having like 2 rocket bombs is good. I don't really like a bomb like this, because you don't go too fast. Like something like that is good. You can also definitely experiment by yourself if you can find like experimental bombs. Like some whack ass stuff, like I don't know, a speed shot through lower. That's bad probably, you know. I encourage anyone that's playing soldier to just start bombing around the place and just rumping. Cause it makes you very comfortable with it. Makes you very comfortable. You can find funny spots, whatnot. And it just makes it so your rocket jumping gets better and your map awareness gets better. Yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah. Rice, do you want to talk? Do you have a question, or is it just trolling? Yeah, fuck it. Get over here. Oh. Rice? Great. I guess you just trolled me, I guess. Screw you. Okay. Anyways. Now I can talk about loadouts for now. You're being scammed? Oh, you're right, last. You're so right. Oh my god. I guess it's fundamental when it comes to soldiers, just hold the door and it's good. For last in particular, soldiers, or I guess any last in particular is going to be very similar, where you have 1 soldier at one end, 1 soldier at the other end. But specifically, 1 and 2 is really good for you to hold. Specifically 1 and 2, because 3 is bad to hold. This is why Demo is good here, because he has a better way of like dealing with people in lobby. Your splash damage is bad, so it's better for you to hold these 2 doors in particular, because they're also pretty unpushable if you're here. That's for Pocket Soldier. For Roamer, you're normally playing on 5, because you can help with the lobby in a very different way. Because you can peek this and absolutely like spot things, but once people are in here, it's pretty impossible for you to hold this. That's why you back up and start spamming here, for example. I like the barrel spot, because if they're not expecting it, it's pretty hard for them to hit you. Maybe they can hit this full, I don't know. And you can contest this door a lot better. Just be careful of 4. They shouldn't be picking this because your demo is here to protect you. But if he's like fucking off, he has stickies to reload, then just be careful with that. Yeah, you and Demo are gonna be working very hard to make sure that no one goes through here. Like super hard. But do be willing to give up lobby for free. Well, not for free, right? You can still like deal damage, but never die for the lobby push. You need, because if you die and someone leaks through this door, it's very bad. Because Heaven is a very powerful position to be in when you are the offensive team. When you're the offensive team, it's a lot more passive, but it's a good position when fighting in general. So be sure to not let anyone go through that. Yeah. I'm now gonna mention some additional notes, like any loadout changes that could happen, and why, and which ones are bad. Let me change now. First of all, Funny Garden. I like it. I use it for roamer, but unless you're really good at this, and even then maybe not, I would just say spare your coach some like headaches and just don't use it, because you can just get better, more consistent damage with a rocket launcher. Sort of like that last-ditch effort. Or if you're doing like a very specific bomb. Like they're still fighting mid or something. So you do the rollout. And you can go for a garden here. I don't know. But even then, I suggest you just don't use it. For other melees, the pain train is an option that exists. And it definitely exists. It's not the worst. Like, it's not just stock. But the problem with this is the 10% bullet damage vulnerability on where. That might not seem like much, but when you're going to higher divs and you get absolutely rolled by the enemy team scouts, then this is gonna deal a lot of damage to you. So I only like this for other maps that we're not gonna talk about because they're not in the pool. So we're not gonna talk about them. In your launchers, airstrike's kind of a meme. Beggars if you're really good. You're banned. You're trash. And you really want for rockets. The direct hit, even I just don't like. I wouldn't personally recommend. Like, there's not really any other good alternative to like rocket launchers, unless like you're the beggars. Like the beggars is the probably most viable out of those because the consistency of the stock is just good. Yeah. I guess there's nothing else to talk about really. If you don't like scouts and you want to go direct hit, make sure you hit everything, but you can just use splash damage. And that's perfectly fine against scouts because you're not gonna be the only one shooting damage to scouts. You'll be fine. You'll be okay. Trust in your team. For secondaries, shotgun. Why is it bad? Because you can't jump. I'm dealing 40 damage to myself right now, and it sucks. Look at how much damage. I'm already at 117. And we already talked about how crucial it is to rock. So, Shotgun Soldier is only really good. For example, when you're like holding last, and even then, but like, it's only in very specific maps where you're not going to be jumping around a lot anyways. So it's like, okay. But why have a shotgun when you can have the battalion's back that I don't think is banned yet? I think I don't think battalion's banned. Also, hold it up. Let me keep talking. Then on it. I don't think it's banned, but it's also just really good. When it comes to holding, sucks because you don't have the gunboats. Basically, every other option is just kind of mid. The gunboats is the best option. If you're really funny, you could just use the man-treads. Because you don't take a lot of knockback, you could do a man-tread sack against like a sentry, and it's really funny. But it also doesn't work a lot of the time. But it could work, but it doesn't. Any other option is kind of bad. So, unfortunately, not a lot of changes. Gully official, yeah, that's Gully, bro. That's Gully. Also, let me get you back in Life and Death. You have any other thoughts?
Have you talked about mid fight?
Oh my god, you're so right. I was gonna talk about
mid fight.
Of course I. Because I'm talking about the class in general.
Oh my
But also, you're
god.
so right. I'm trolling.
I do have a good spot for a mid fight for pocket.
I love mid fights, and by love I mean I don't like this mid fight at all. Why am I in stock anyway? Hold up.
Should I just go ahead and say the spot for pocket?
Sure.
It's not the best, but I find it to be pretty good. Enemy Seagull.
Enemy Seagull. They're forwards.
I like that spot. It works quite well.
Is
the one on the right, that one, yeah.
Oh, so the forwards. Yes.
Yeah, forward. That one's it's really nice. If you can cover them enemy med pack. So if they try to get it, they're getting rockets straight at them. You can cover blue crate, red crate.
Pretty good.
And it's all around a really nice spot.
It is really nice. Let me talk about mid fights actually. You're so right. You're so right. Mid fights. It's gonna differ for different maps, and that's why we have process and snake. You can... Oh yeah, if you want to come in, Wiggy, actually. Okay, yeah, thank you. Yeah, wait, come over here. I know you actually play this game and you're good. I think you can just come over, right? Wiggy, get over here. Oh, you can. Can I invite? Invite to speak. Come here.
Yo.
God, it's you. Hi. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna let you go through your section, but I was gonna talk to them about styles of mids on Soldier, so that they
Oh,
don't have any
yeah.
questions. So do your thing. But I did want to make a comment in this section.
Okay. Yeah. You can stay here for now then. Yeah. So there's a, kind of 2 mids that you're gonna find in this Newbie Cup. It's the process mid and the snake order mid. They're different because this is a rotational mid on process. Let's talk about rotational mids first, and then we'll talk about snake order later. Yeah. For rotational mids, it's kind of a harder one, but basically, you know how your team is gonna like go one place and you're gonna go the other way or something. You need to follow your team. For example, it differs for Pocket and Roamer. Roamer's job in a mid is basically like at the start and then later. You know how you got your rollout that I can definitely do, I promise. To like damage your demo a bit. Afterwards, both soldiers become the same. And a good thing to do when you're on a mid and your team is going right, for example, to go fast. Any height basically is good. Specifically, Seagull I really like. I really like going here when you're a roamer. So, if your team is already planning to go right, you should, as a roamer, get on this spot. You do it better than this. Why can't I rock it? Guys, I started my tier 6 jump. Yeah. You can, like, get on this Seagull. Okay, well, you can get on it if you're good. And if you get on this fast enough, like it starts a roamer, this whole area is just free for your team to walk over. And the really good thing about this spot is that it has a wall. This bomb is also very nice to use. This wall is very nice to use as a bomb. Like, pretty much go anywhere. So, that's a really good position. But as a pocket soldier, if you see your roamer there, well, I can't speak. You're fine to like stand here or something. The point of rotational mids is to kind of catch the other team from, like, if they're too slow, you like kind of want to be faster than them and catch any guys behind, like, or I guess like lacking behind. Another good thing about this mid, or another thing that your soldiers should be doing, is a double bombs. Normally, you can kind of like mix them together in the rotational mids and then like do a double bomb. Double bomb meaning you just kind of have your soldiers send it, and then your entire team just like walks up. A really good way of doing this is to go right first, and if they like counter rotate right, as soon as like your team goes fast enough to get on this pack and their team isn't, you can send both of your soldiers and kind of catch them in this stuff. Like, awesome. You also shouldn't ignore this middle ground. Like, once your team is rotating this way, this is the reason why these positions are really good, because you can still contest mid, like high ground, without being on. You really only should get on this height when you have a scout that's willing to like come with you. So like this rock is a good example to get on it. Rock's also a good example. Like your scout then get on it. Yeah. You really only want to be like the second people to be on it, because then you can counterbomb their soldier. Your scout can follow up and then it goes hard. But the most important part I want you guys to like have is these bombs. Having like 2 rockets off the wall, or 1 rocket off the wall. Bombs like these are really good. And there's a couple of spots.
Show them the low bomb off the.
Oh, this one.
Yeah. I love this one, guys.
This one's awesome. You can do a low bomb like that if you go across the heaven. And this is like another place. Before we go into those bombs like that, it's crucial for your combo to be in a good position for you to do them. For example, I said right. These are all like right. There's a good bomb to go to if you don't mess up like I do. To go fast, if your team is going to be committing fast with you, because you kind of land pretty behind them if they're playing that central. I like a different bomb that also is in the same spot. But you can start off this. Ooh, better.
Oh,
okay. That should work, but I think it's there you go.
yeah.
Goes hard. Also really good. Just be creative with your bombs and make sure you're going fast or high. Or fast and high. Goes hard. Yeah, that's kind of like the most important part of soldier in particular in mids. Is just be in a good position where you're ready for your combo to commit onto the team, and then do a bomb onto them. And just as a fundamental for a process, I guess, just make sure you're faster in the enemy team. Let's talk about Snake Water, actually. That's a different one, I think. Unless you had any comments for this mid.
Just understanding what style of mid you guys want to play as a team is a big part of how you're going to play soldier. A lot of times, especially in newcomer teams, the number one issue is that the soldiers have one idea of how this mid should go, and our team does not. Process is one of those maps where you have to have a plan. And you can't just stand and choke and call that developing the mid. There's really only two options. We know of central mids, right? We know of rotational mids at this point. But in the soldier aspect of it, you have to be playing in a way where you're aware of what your combo is capable of. Rui said a couple of things about that. But if you're in a situation in a mid where the double bombs are slow, we're not in a good position, then make sure you understand that you're playing in the balance of your team's health bars, right? A lot of a mid for a medic, if it's prolonged for a good amount of time, because process is huge, you'll see that a lot, you will be playing to get healthy just the same way as your other soldier will be doing the same thing. And whoever gets the positional disadvantage at whoever's losing that race to get healthy will get bombed at that point. So I think the main things to take away on process for sure is just know what your team can do when you're bombing, and bomb with intention. Like a lot of you guys, I know you guys just loving ripping a fast bomb. It's insane. I love it. It's great. But if you're not bombing something with the intention, or you're not effectively communicating it, especially on process, you will get called out and you will die. And you will lose the mid.
Yep. Something that I wanted to talk about earlier and I forgot about calls. That one of the most important things that you can call is when you're bombing, especially. Because that's your team's cue to say, alright, our soldiers in, get in team, and then you all just kind of cross. Like in essential mid, for example, once you, like he said, you have like a better health advantage than they do, and your soldiers are ready to bomb, either like in this position, off this line, or like on the right side, you have like better health than they do, and look at how like passive these holds. You don't have to do a lot of in the mid until you're ready. This doesn't mean just like leave this high ground to die, but that's kind of your demo's job sometimes. But yeah, if their health is bad, then that's when you're ready to kind of bomb and cross it, like go across, like an essential mid, for example. Your team can just walk across this entire point while both of your soldiers just rip it. Yeah.
Very good. Very good bomb.
Oh yeah. They don't call me tier 6 for nothing. Anyways, Snake Water is gonna be different. Because Snake Water is a 5 CP map as well. The only difference that's really, really big than process is the mid. We call this mid a confrontational mid, where you don't have a lot of places to go. So that's the wrong command. I'm back in Snake Water, guys. You don't have a lot of space to go. There's not really like a rotation you can do. You just kind of look at each other, and then you go in. But it's different how you want to go in with your team. It's the same fundamental of your soldier's bomb. You kind of cross, but it's a lot more apparent in this map. You normally have a soldier playing up here, or either on catwalk, whatever, and your pocket soldier playing on this roof, playing like on the floor, maybe on this this wood place. And these are also good spots because you can bomb. The thing you're gonna hear the most about Snake Water is just, alright team, let's bomb at this time. This means same thing, double bomb. Go in at the same time, and then you do something. This is gonna be a lot more nuanced for you soldiers, because the same thing of just landing on their team is not gonna work anymore. unless you just have the best health ever, and they can't do anything about it. So, landing on like a different position. No, don't land here. Sucks. Just like landing on different positions. As long as you and your other soldier are landing on different positions, it's good. Landing on this shed is good. But the point of this bomb is not to like absolutely crush their entire team, but more so make it so your team can come across without getting exploded by their demo. So you're not always going to be just like super committing unless you know your team is good enough for that, which in that case just go in. But yeah. So about bombs like that like for pocket. Bomb like this is pretty good for roamer. You can C-tap, which I recommend you learn how to. You can go really high and really fast. Landing on this spot is good. Like, there's a lot less nuance when it comes to macro in Snake Water. It's more so, that's the reason why your positioning is what matters more. So you can like land on a place where you won't instantly die, so your team can come across, and you won't just like lose the mid because you're suddenly down 2 soldiers. One thing that I always like doing, for higher divs it works better because their team won't just like back out into Saw, and if they do, they're dead. But just bombing and landing like very close to Saw. If you can kite all the way like back here, you become a very big nuisance to your team. Like a catwalk, just have a different angle. It's very nice. But see how like if they kite this way, I'm still going this way, like to Saw, because I'm still making space for my team. By making the other team uncomfortable. And that's kind of the point of this entire mid. It's just making sure that your team can cross this point before they do, and without just getting instantly exploded. So for your soldiers, it's just gonna be like bombs like that. A good one for pocket as well is low bomb. Kind of like it sometimes as a mix-up, because sometimes you're gonna have a scout that can deny you from up here if they just have this position. So going through here is good. I like fading into lower sometimes. But yeah, all of these bombs try to like live as much as possible, and that might sound like of course, yeah, I'm gonna try to live because I'm gonna kill them. No, you don't always have to kill them. Sometimes you're just gonna miss everything and you're gonna die. But it's better for you to like just make their team very uncomfortable. What happens if you are the guys that are not fast enough and then they're bombing? Your answer as a roamer, and as a roamer in particular, is counter bomb them. See how they're crossing across mid? If they don't spot you like bombing from here, you can get really good damage, and like this makes it bad for them. Now this sounds like, and both teams kind of get uncomfortable. So you as the crossing team kind of have to like just remember where you can get bombed from and just keep crossing with the combo. Normally, I like Pocket Scout just still playing back so you can still defend the medic without being in a terrible position where you just can't see anything. Like playing the shed, it's pretty good. They can see this bomb happening, they can see another bomb happening. They're still in a good range. That's more like just Snake Water mid in general. Not really what I'm supposed to do here. I'm just a soldier guy. But yeah. That's why like that's a good answer for your roam. You don't have to commit either. You can just like stand this. This high ground is also pretty important. But it's mostly gonna be taken by the team that's like pushing, right? But if you can take it, it's also really good. Soldier, after they're committing. You don't want to stand here when like the mid fight is still happening and no one's bombed yet, because you can get shot pretty easily here, especially by Adele, man. Just to take away from Snake Water in general, just do good bombs. Try to land somewhere you won't instantly explode, and point this. Your team can cross. If they're crossing first, get on their combo. I will say for Pocket Soldier, you have 2 different things you can do. What's up with
Yeah, I was gonna get to that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, normally with Pocket Soldier, you can also do the same thing. We can like count on them. If you're just gonna nuke them. But remember when I said you can care about your medic just a little bit? That means you can also just kind of shoot a rocket at the soldier that's bombing. Count on his ass. if you think we're gonna kill them fast enough. And so your pocket soldier can like care a little bit about the medic.
I will say that I have won some rounds just by standing in the saw door with 300 HP, killing 2 soldiers in front of me because they're that much faster. If you guys are struggling to get to mid on this map, especially when you're new, you're learning your rollouts and all that, you know the other team's going to beat you on the bomb every time, you can play your pocket soldier in front of the saw door to try to bait their bomb into your team. And instead of landing on their medic, they land on a 300 HP soldier and 2 scouts eating them alive.
Yeah.
So I don't suggest being slow and playing around being slow, but
yeah,
it's really hard to get through that saw door with a 300 HP soldier shooting at 2 bodies trying to chase a medic.
Yeah, like I would say like sending heroes. Like if you want to be very passive, you can also play here because you have a better rocket towards your soldiers. Just make sure. I think as an advice, don't make sure you're like not super focused, laser focused on these guys. Shoot a rocket or 2, but then you can like get a power position later on.
Yeah, you aren't the pocket scout.
Yeah, you can like distract their combo as well if you want to. You're not gonna laser focus on these 2 guys unless you're gonna kill them with like a rocket. Yeah, because you also, like I said, your splash damage is good for multiple people. So like a single rocket across this point while they're crossing is also really good. Like you're a pretty good like defensive class. Yeah, I think that's it for first quarter mids. I think that's it for soldier in general. Same. Any last questions? You have 2 more things on process? Damn. I did talk about fates a bit. Get back in, team. I'm gonna get on process.
Do you mind if I just stay in because I'll probably have some more comments as well.
Yeah, that's fair. That's good. Yeah, what were you gonna say for process? I think we covered it pretty well.
I am very familiar with process. Every single one of the other maps, I have not had enough practice in because the team I was in, we went on. We were on process all but like 2 or 3 times within like 7 scrims.
Oh yeah. All right. Process. I'm here.
So if you go to second, so you see one counter sack part if you go forward onto the grass and turn around onto that rock behind you. So, no, not that one. That one. If you can get off of that flat surface, if you go to the right a bit. No. Here. That's also a nice counter sack place.
Oh, yeah. Pretty good as well, yeah. Yep, also for your armor.
Then, one that's also really good. So, you know from bombing from mid to second?
Mid second?
For me as well, and a lot of people, it can be really inconsistent to go off the crate. So if you go off of the wall on that right side, that also works really well. It's a bit slower, but it also works really well on on a bit farther back.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. From like for the ramp side.
And you can also do the ramp.
Yeah. Hold up.
Right.
Yeah, that also works.
It's a lot.
Normally, it would work a lot. Yeah, it would be more consistent if your server has a ramp fix bug, which it probably has. Yeah. I would say, yeah, around here is good. It works better on servers. Yeah. Those are also good spots. Yeah. Also a good counter-sack spot, because sometimes I saw a team that just had their soldier here the whole time to have a connector lockdown. You can just go on like this. Is it like close to choke?
Also, if you're just holding second and not ready to go in, you can, I think, Pocket Soldier can sit on Trapezoid.
Yeah, Trapezoid's good.
Trapezoid is a great spot. It's hard for them to hit you unless they have access to the wall, which the soldiers don't really have access to that wall unless they're already through. So
I like this more as like a bomb sack type of thing. I feel like it's a bit too passive.
Trapezoid is one of those things though where it's the main thing that everyone's gonna look at for soldiers to be. Since we're just suggesting bombs, if you've ever experimented with bombing from 1, because it is hella unspotted off of this wall.
Yeah, and then just a low bomb.
Yep, because it's super unspotted. They can't see it. You can be 300 HP. If you're trying to get a force and you want to land really healthy and really fast, talk to your team about setting up for a bomb like that with possibly a fade from top connector.
I've never thought of that, actually.
Actually, I think that is a good segue into disad bombs.
Yeah,
I forgot about those. I do have 3 minutes, so I had to like do this quickly. But freaking disad bombs. When your team is disad and you're just gonna leave anyways, you might as well have a roam or die, right? So spots like
You
these.
just fuck snake water. Fuck that map. We don't need that shit.
Fuck that. I know, right? Yeah, these bombs are generally a trend of those kind of like positions where your team is just gonna leave anyways. So you're gonna go for a bomb like this, like makes it so they can't so they don't just get for free, right? One that I really like that I got shown, and I think Fish is here. Fish, are you here? Hi, Fish. You showed me this one. Welcome to wall bugs. They're really funny. You can kind of just like be stuck to a wall that's a diagonal wall by holding W and like tapping A and D. This is a really funny one because it's hard to see, and also you have a good information. I like playing it closer to like this one. Can't get it. Yeah, it's funny. Just like longs like these that are unexpected angles is good. Also known as just hiding. Yeah. This is a bad one. Don't do this one. Yeah. Rumor has a good responsibility.
For process.
Yeah.
It's really open in a lot of spots and is really closed in some few.
I know our time's running short, but we were talking about disad bombs. I want to make sure everyone knows has an understanding of this. When a disad situation is happening and you are on soldier, your team needs to have, or anybody here who doesn't play soldier, you should have an understanding of what your intention is in that situation. If you're a flank scout or you're a demo and you're getting caught, that is entirely on you in disad situation. You should be around your combo, staying healthy, ready to spam at the door that they're coming into as you're leaving. The people that need to be healthy in a disad situation are A, your roamer, and B, your pocket soldier. Even in a disad situation, your pocket soldier can play in tandem to get forces via really good spam or even a fade, right? And you can still get out. But
yeah,
recognize that situation with your down and try to make sure you're giving, or I'm talking to a bunch of soldier players, but make sure your team has the understanding that you need them to give you the best opportunity to be successful, right? And every time we're leaving, you need to have a flow chart saying, all right, we're going to leave here, I'm bombing this. Or your pocket soldier could speak up, say, hey, I'm going to fade for you on this, blah, 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 right? But in these disad situations, I just want you to be recognizing them beforehand and not when they're on top of you. I know no one here is a medic player. I'm kidding, but be counting. Understand where the Ubers are at. And if you don't know and you can't count and you're just new, talk to your teammates about it. Ask the question. Because it will help you and it will definitely influence your situational, what you choose to do in a situation. And the earlier you think about that, the way better off your soldier gameplay will be.
Also, really quick, for a lot of new soldiers, including myself, don't just pencil bomb and make it easy for them to hit. Try to like strafe and make it hard for them to hit you while you're bombing. It's really easy if you're just pencil bombing for them to hit you.
Yeah. I think I already mentioned it before, but yeah.
Yeah. You might have. I might have misheard. I didn't hear it. But
It's getting late. I must go.
I should wrap up this class soon. I'm gonna just talk about some snakeboard bombs, and then that's gonna be pretty much it for me. But
was it just process and snake water that you were here to talk about?
oh yeah, I feel like if I'm gonna talk about Bagel, it's gonna be a map review. So I think you all should wait for Wednesday, because there's the nuance is more macro wise than it is 5 CPU. I like micro wise, I guess. Where's my weapons? There it is. There you go. You said second, right? So let's see. Let's talk about making space. You're gonna go through lower. The bomb here is good. It's also a good sack route. Good bomb. Another bomb for sacking through saw. 2 rockets there. Those are pretty much like your best options. You do have window as well. If their team is playing very close to saw, you could jump. You can just jump off of the window. Catch them.
Window's a little hard to hit sometimes
Oh yeah.
since it's quite thin.
You can also do a 2 rocket bomb through window instead if you're better than me. But yeah, those are normally just like you commit kind of plays. Bombs for mid, I already talked about. And last is how many bombs? I guess for Saxon to last specifically, Snakewater has a good one. Like you don't have the speed shot here. That's a good one to go through. If you're gonna speed shot, then make sure you're good at speed shotting. Because you can go really far. Lower could be a good one if they can't see you. Well, like rocket off of this wall is good. I do the same thing when I come through shutter. Or drop down, I guess.
Like through the crate, on top of the crate and that. It can work.
It can work.
It can. If you're gonna do it in like a match or a scrim, only do it like once because they're gonna catch on. It's not the best, but you can catch them off guard.
Yeah.
Because they don't expect that.
I think that should be it for the whole class. I don't think I missed anything. Rice is telling about the fades. I think I already talked about them basically. But just to refresh memory on what fades are. You know how a bomb you're supposed to be committing? A fade is when you don't commit into a bomb and you fade somewhere else. Like safer like to your side. This is useful when you don't want to die, but you also want to create some pressure. It's especially useful if you want to hold a place without like a door and delay them from pushing without needing to be there. Yeah. Oh my god. Just as final notes, I wouldn't say just do jump maps, but also get comfortable with jumping. It's very useful. Very good. Jump Academy servers are always there to help you.
Yeah. Don't only do Jump Academy because some of the jumps on there don't really fully train you for what you're actually gonna do.
Oh yeah.
It's more of a guide of how to do it, and a lot of times it can be difficult to apply.
Yeah,
so.
Just being comfortable with all the fundamentals is good, but
also practice on private servers.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Just like load the map and just start jumping around or do bombs like these, and you'll get more comfortable with them. So they're like, I'm like better at the jumper than a lot of people like that are harder than I am, but they just get these bombs a lot better than I do because they just do them more.
Yeah, but if you do private servers though, the delay is gonna be a lot lower than in a scrim or a match or a pub.
Yeah, so net fake lag if you put like 45, you're gonna get 45.
Yeah, yeah, a command for that.
Yeah, so if you want to get used to ping, you can also do that. I do have a whole like exec for practice, which is what I've been doing. This is exec practice. So this has a lot of things. It's like practice. If you want me to like drop it somewhere. Otherwise, I think it should be it.
Yeah, that should be it. There's like nobody left.
Yeah, fair enough. But thank you for coming.
With like 30 people.
Yeah. All right, I'll drop the exec in classroom chat after. I just need to go to my scrim. But good luck, soldiers, and make sure
Alright,
that you win and you rocket jump a lot.